Welcome to the Brand Hustlers Podcast, where innovation meets ambition and stories of success inspire the next generation of business leaders. Each episode, we dive into the journeys of those who hustle, those who make their dreams a reality, and those who are shaping the future of business. Whether an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or simply a dreamer with a vision, you're in the right place. So get ready to ignite your passion, learn from the best, and transform your ideas into action. This is where your brand story begins. Welcome, Brand Hustlers. What's good, Brand Hustlers? It's your boy, Ryan Roundtree, also known as Tree the Creator. And today, I actually just want to introduce myself. Looking back over the podcast, the interviews that we've done so far, I realized that I've never really introduced myself. So first of all, my name is Ryan Roundtree. I'm currently in the DMV, closer to Annapolis area. And I know I'm going to get some kickback from that. But anyways, I'm originally from Baltimore County, for those of you that want to be technical. Not a city boy. Honestly, like I said, I just want to introduce myself and give you a backstory as to why Brand Hustlers and why now. So I'm just going to take you on a journey, my entrepreneurial journey. So first off, Brand Hustlers, entrepreneurs looking to grow their business, looking to create a legacy, looking to help the community, looking to build something, not magnitude, but of significance that can ultimately be passed to the next generations, can be built upon, can be shared. A lot of times what we think about business, I feel like we never feel as though we can make it to that level of having a publicly shared company. We only see, well, I know for myself, only having the idea of mom and pop type situations and that business only growing to a certain degree. Yes, the family may have done pretty well for themselves, but that's pretty much where it stops. I feel as though us as entrepreneurs, we really have the desire, the dream to take things well beyond just our neighborhoods, but something that can affect more than just our neighborhoods, but the country, the world. And I'm in a place where I just want to share the stories of awesome entrepreneurs, awesome business owners, give them a platform to be seen, to be heard. A lot of times we have these businesses and no one knows they exist. And that's where I put one and one together. I actually had a franchise business with my wife, and it actually was pretty successful. I've also had a number of other businesses and which did not do so well, and realized that the common denominator in that business succeeding or failing was branding and marketing. So I'm just going to give you a little backstory of my entrepreneurial journey. So it started when I was a young lad. As far as back as I can remember, I remember in elementary school, just even as far as I can remember, me, my brothers, guys in the neighborhood, when there was an opportunity to make money, we made money. If it was shoveling snow, washing cars. In elementary school, me and my brother, we actually got in trouble for selling candy. We had at the time, it was Pace. My dad had a membership there, and we would purchase candy and we would resell that candy at school. And we ended up getting in trouble for that. I remember the principal saying that we don't want them to go down the path of selling drugs. And that kind of disturbed me a little bit. But the funny thing is, of course, there were other kids that started to do the same thing. And I'm not sure if they got in trouble for it. I would say that was really the beginning of that real entrepreneurial, I would say, grind. Again, we shovel snow, wash cars, mow lawns, rake leaves. I mean, odds and ends jobs at neighbors' houses. We were about getting some cash. I would say fast forward in 2003. So in 2002, I ended up going to Norfolk State University with intentions of playing football. And I wasn't recruited, so to say. There was a coach there that knew who I was from And mind you, I graduated high school in 2001. So this was a year after I graduated. Within that time frame, I wanted to play ball. And a couple of my friends went to Norfolk State. Coach knew me. He actually was from the area. And he said, we currently don't have any money right now. So it's really nothing I can offer you. But you come down here, you show them what you can do, and we'll see what we can do as far as getting you money following year. So I'm excited. Start training camp, and a week or so in the training camp, I get pulled to the side, and I'm told that I'm ineligible to play. Apparently, so I started classes at Catonsville Community College, and apparently that started my clearinghouse clock. And being as I decided to drop my classes for this very reason, because I felt as though it would hinder my chances of playing. So I dropped my classes. It was like not even a week after, like September 11th. And I remember because that's when the actual planes hit the towers. It was September 11th, 2001. I probably dropped my classes maybe the following week, maybe 2 weeks later, and they tell me that I'm ineligible to play. So now the clearinghouse is holding me accountable for the credits from that year, full-time student being 12 credits. So in order for me to play the following year, those 12 and the 12 from me being now a freshman in Norfolk State, and then the 12 from my second semester at Norfolk State. So in total, in order for me to play the following year, I needed 36 credits. So I stayed and I did what I had to do. And I got those 36 credits. It was hard as hell. I think it was one of the first times I had to be like super, I would say responsible, but I had to lock in. I mean, I had papers that were due. I had still trying to get in on some of the football practices and trainings as much as I could do, weight room, that type of thing. And I got it. I got the 36 credits. And I still had, a dope freshman year college life. So got my 36 credits, and come spring, Norfolk State decides to get rid of the entire coaching staff. So now I'm at square one. These coaches don't know who I am. They cannot locate my highlight tape. Nothing digital. No DVDs. They couldn't find my highlight tape. Coach staff, of course, they bring in their players. So now I have a choice, and I'll stay down there and try to tough it out and show them what I got with another year of out-of-state tuition, or drop out. And being as though finances were already difficult, and me securing various loans to cover the tuition of my freshman year, I decided to go home. So return home. So now I got to work. So I got a few buddies that, work various jobs, and I ended up working for the Super Fresh warehouse. Super Fresh warehouse, it is a grocery pulling warehouse. So pretty much all the shipments go to this various warehouse on various pallets. So all these cantaloupes, all these watermelons, all of these bags of potatoes, coming from all of these various places. So for a specific market, we would pull the order. So maybe 6 bags of onions, 20 bags of potatoes, 18 cantaloupes, 16 boxes of Greek yogurt. Like, there's so much that we're doing. We're pulling these orders together, and you have a time limit in which you are supposed to pull these orders. So being as though I wasn't in the union, mind you, union workers they had an agreement where they couldn't work more than 12 hours. And there was this one particular night, and mind you, it started getting a little ugly because we started to get short-staffed. I ended up working 17 and a half hours. I went in when it was dark, and I left when it was dark. And at that point, mind you, this felt like this was like slave labor. We're riding around on this pallet jacks, and we're riding around, we're putting these things on our carts. I mean, this is, like, I'm telling you, these are not light things. If you go, there's 50-pound bags of potatoes, 85-pound bags of onions. There are just so many heavy things that we're doing. Man, looking back on that, it was crazy. It was crazy. It literally felt like slave labor. if I don't know what slave labor feels like, but I'm almost certain that it was close. And that weekend, I went to police auction and I bought $500 pickup truck. This pickup truck it wasn't trashed. I mean, it was full of junk. It had a bullet hole in the door. It had a scoop hood. It was burgundy. It was like a red burgundy. And I mean, I got it for $500. Could have got it for much, much cheaper, but I don't know why this person decided they wanted to bet against me. Nonetheless, I got it for $500. Get this pickup truck, and the hustle man was born. I did odds and ends work, hauling, demolition, set outs, shoveling snow, whatever it is that I could do to make money. Of course, ended up getting connected with a few folks in the construction field. My brother was in the construction field, so we then added an aspect of contracting to the business. We ended up eventually getting snow plows and various contracts to clear snow. Things actually grew and progressed. And of course, there's a part of regret in me that I feel as though I should have continued that, but I know that I could have effectively built this to the point where I didn't have to do the work. I could hire people, and I did hire people to help me, but I didn't have the mindset to get more trucks, put people in those trucks, put people in service trucks, and I was just grinding, and I just didn't have the mindset to put myself in position to grow. The one part that I would say I do regret, and I say the reason that I would say regret not really learning that at that time, seeking mentorship. Someone that could tell me, hey, you have something huge here. You have a huge opportunity here. You should do this. This is how you should structure it. This is what you should do. Because mind you, at the time, Got Junk came out. So I was literally in that time frame that I was ahead of the curve. I was ahead of the curve and could have really maximized in that space and be a lot further along than I am currently. But we're not going to sit there because everything happens for a reason. I switched gears. So in college, I actually started to, I did some massage, so to say. I realized I was good with my hands. And yeah, I gave a few massages that ended up getting me some cheeks. But yeah, I realized that I was good with my hands. So me switching gears, I decided to go to massage school. And this is in 2005. This is 2005. So in 2005, I start massage school, and I do well. I do great. Massage school instructors love me, but the outlook on massage from a black male with dreads, I had long dreads came down my back, and tattoos wasn't necessarily the look in which these companies were looking for. More specifically, I ended up interviewing for cruise lines. I flew down to Miami for this event, and they had all these cruise lines there trying to staff. That was mainly for like hair, makeup, nails, massage therapists, and I didn't get it. Yes, you're not going to get every job. But I get back to the school, which was Baltimore School of Massage, and to talk to this woman. Her name was Alexis, and they absolutely loved you at the event. I said to Alexis, why didn't I get it? Why am I still here? And Alexis was also African American, dreads, very pretty lady. But they did not accept the look that I had. The look was off-putting, so to say, and they felt as though their clientele would be afraid or not open to getting massage from a young black male at the time. When I was 20, so it was 2005, 22? Yeah, something like that, 22, 23. Anyway, I didn't get the job. I ended up working at a number of different massage places. One more specifically in which the same thing almost happened was at the Gaylord Hotel at the Relash Spa when it first opened. I ended up going down to interview. I actually was working. I was working a job, actually pulling the cables, pulling the wires, the electrical wires, helping to pull the data wires through the walls and into each one of the hotel rooms. I was a cable puller. I was working there literally every morning. Get there like 5 a.m. I was driving from Laurel to the National Harbor every day in the cold, pulling wires. So I was pulling data wires at the Gaylord Hotel before it opened. So it was no flooring, no wallpaper, it was just cement and no windows. I watched all of this stuff happen. And when they started posting, signs and stuff and running ads on like the radio, I decided that I'm gonna shoot my shot. During the interview process, the same thing happened at the cruise ship event. Going through the interview process, they say, "Oh, we absolutely we love you. We love your energy. We love your touch. We love how you do things. We love your flow. But we're afraid that our clientele will be afraid to work with you." And I literally had to sign an agreement that I would wear when meeting the clients. I would wear a long sleeve shirt so that my tattoos were covered up. I would, of course, during the session would roll my sleeves up because a lot of stuff I actually use my forearms and my elbows a lot more than my hands. But it's funny because I never really explored how I felt about it. I was excited. I was excited to get the job. It was a great job. I actually got paid great money, but exploring like how I feel now, of course, there was a desperation almost because I know that I'm good. I know that I'm a beast with my hands, and I know that there was I just needed the opportunity. Like I said, I was elated, exhilarated when I got the news that I got the job, and I met some awesome folks there. But I ended up starting a mobile spa. And I actually had the mindset to create more of a service beyond myself. I then ran into the problem of, finding like-minded people. What I'm realizing is in this whole entrepreneurial journey, sometimes you have to do it first. You just have to do it first. You have to create the business, get down, you got to grind. You have to put in the work, the hours, the money. You have to put it all up first and actually have somewhat of a footing before people start to see what is going on. And the infancy parts of certain businesses, you have to establish yourself and establish dominance. No, you just have to establish yourself. I did that for a while. I actually had some great clients, but there are parts of me that I want to finish school. So I was finally able to get my credits released because I owed Norfolk State however much money. They would not release my transcripts until I paid that debt. So my wife helped me to get a couple loans to cover that, and I enrolled at Morgan State University in 2008. And 2008 to 2011 was rough. When I was still at the Gaylord, I literally would drive from Baltimore, Emerson Avenue, Route 40, to the Gaylord, from the Gaylord to Morgan State, from Morgan State back to the west side of Baltimore, at least 3 times a week. I was getting to it. I also had some mobile clients, which I would go and set up in their homes. I actually had one client that actually paid my mortgage. See him twice per week. What I made from working with him actually paid my mortgage. I had a few more clients, which gave a little bit more, I'll say, leeway. Nonetheless, I was in grind mode. Fast forward, I graduated from Morgan State. But matter of fact, before I graduated, me and my wife started the process of researching franchises. And we looked into Planet Fitness. We looked into Subways. We looked into a number of different franchises and ended up working with a franchise called Filter. Filter ended up being great. Actually, we ended up finalizing the contract January 2011, and when they sent out their marketing specialist, rest her soul, she became a great friend of mine, Marifa Mall, passed away. She actually passed away last year. Marifa was great, and when I tell you she set things up, I mean, she got us some good businesses. And we actually ended up landing before we were ready for it. We actually were going to take our time getting around to it, but they ended up reaching out to us because they were familiar with the Filter brand. We got the Orioles. We landed the Orioles, Camden Yards, and they had I want to say they had 68 fryers throughout Camden Yards. Filter was a company. We would go into various commercial kitchens and we would filter the cooking oil in the fryers, which essentially would elongate the life of the oil, saving money, reducing, work injuries. Ultimately, they had the ability to say that they were green and they were elongating the life of this oil and reducing this and reducing waste. We decided to, well, my wife will fight me on this, but I decided that I didn't want to move forward in 2016 when we would have renewed. I didn't love it. It was great money. We definitely were able to buy a new house. We were able to have a number of employees. We were able to actually run a good business. But at the end of the day, when you have businesses like that, businesses in such as like the construction or dirtier jobs, a lot of times you have to step in to make sure that things get done. Mind you, I actually decided to become a firefighter, and I started September 22nd, 2014, started training academy. And like I said, I had employees, and these employees, they were pretty dependable, but there were times where I was actually in the academy. I'm not supposed to be on my phone, and I would have executive chefs calling me, trying to find out when their service technician would come. I'm in the middle of, after PT, this is early in the morning, and I don't have an answer. I can't physically go. I'm not supposed to be on my phone, so I'm taking constant bathroom breaks, trying to get a technician, someone to go and provide the service. And by the time I got out of the academy, I would actually shoot up from Montgomery County to Baltimore County, then to, let's say, downtown to the Oriole Stadium or to Johns Hopkins or to somewhere, because our contracts were in Baltimore City. I would then provide the service, then go home and be dead tired, and have to turn around and go back to Montgomery County for the following day and hope and pray that I have a technician that's in place the following day. That was rough. On top of that, it was no way possible for you to not smell like a French fry. Absolutely no way possible for you not to smell like a French fry after completing the service. It was dirty. Like I ruined probably like 10 pair of shoes, boots, jeans, work pants, shirts, trash. So yeah, in 2016, I decided we're going to walk away from it. There are parts of me now, as I would say, as an entrepreneur, as being more business minded, being more big picture, kind of wish that I held on to it and just toughed it out. And we would very well have had, and I did provide a service for the National Stadium a couple times, but we could have very well have grown this business into a very, very, very lucrative situation by this time. So that was 2011 to 2024. Yeah, I would have had shit on lock. And again, ahead of the curve, ahead of the green movement, ahead of the biodiesel movement, with all these trucks now converting to biodiesel, ahead of the movement. So then there's one thing that I can honestly say that I regret, but nonetheless, got to move on, got to keep it pushing, and we're on to something great now. So after Filter, I'm a firefighter. Created my first viral YouTube video was a day in life with a firefighter. Shot 100% on a GoPro. Strapped the GoPro to my chest, and actually had, I think in this episode, I actually went and bought a tripod for me to put the camera on when I didn't have it on my chest, and it was a hit. It was a hit. To this day, it continues to get views, and I started to go down the pathway of wanting to improve the quality of my video. So I ended up purchasing more gear. Like I bought a new camera, bought the Sony A5000, and ended up buying a 50 millimeter lens. Wasn't even a Sony lens. It was a manual lens. So I'm literally just learning as I go as far as creating creative content and video. And I just started going down the rabbit hole of buying new gear, new equipment, and shooting. And I want to say it was I can't remember what year it was, but a buddy of mine asked me to shoot his wife's Marine Corps officer's graduation. And that was my first paid gig. And it was dope. was dope. I had fun. And a little later, another firefighter buddy of mine asked me to shoot his wedding. And he even with this, and this is actually in the middle of the pandemic. Couldn't really have guests. Had it at his sister's house, and he wanted to live stream it. So I didn't even make money on this gig, as the money that he paid me, I used to get equipment so that we could live stream. I used to get another. Did I get another lens? I actually borrowed a camera, and from that live stream, I actually got 2 to 3 other weddings before the end of the year. His wedding was in September. He had 2 more weddings by the end of the year, and another one that happened in April from that one wedding. So yeah, I was going down the rabbit hole of course, wanting to improve the quality of videos, wanting to be able to put things in slow-mo, getting audio equipment, also shooting photo, which I don't advise anybody to do in the beginning, because trying to do both photo and video is expensive. You have, though this seems like there's a lot of the same gear, there's a lot of different gear as well, costing a lot of money. Like I barely even use, I have flashes. I don't even use my flashes. I do a lot more natural light when it comes to my shooting, just because just think of a shoot in which you're trying to execute both great photo and great video. There's two completely separate sets of gear in which you have to bring. And I actually learned that the hard way. I attempted to shoot a wedding, both photo and video, and it was trash. Ended up being trash. The video turned out great. The photos not so great. And yeah, I don't advise it. Yes. Anyways, I've gone down just went down the pathway of purchasing new gear, growing in my skill set, and I'm actually just going to fast forward to where I am now. Roundtree Branding Company. Roundtree Branding Company is, I help entrepreneurs and small businesses to create, share, and monetize dope ideas, product, services, and even create courses. And it does okay. It does okay. Sometimes they're better than other times. Sometimes it's not as consistent, but nonetheless is up and is running. And I decided to really start the Brand Hustlers, as I realized that there are so many dope creatives, so many dope entrepreneurs, so many dope people that want to start businesses but don't know how, and wanting to create this community of folks that share resources, that supported each other, creates events that grows together, and like I said, provide resources, wanting to go beyond we got the brand and the marketing, we actually bringing in a good amount of money, sharing best practices on diversifying, having people in the community that are experts in life insurance, health insurance, stock trading, and crypto, and what have you. I just want to provide a place where entrepreneurs can get the full gamut of creating, growing, scaling, taking their business beyond the mom and pop phase. And the same with, I would say, publicly traded companies. It starts with a community. It starts with a number of people coming together saying, hey, this is good. This is an awesome product. Let's rally around this thing and make this happen. And I want to create a community that can collaborate and can joint venture and do these types of things for the people that are in this group. And I am so excited and scared at the same time as I see these things come together. I'm having certain conversations, and a lot of you see the same thing. A lot of you want to grow your businesses to these points. A lot of you want these resources and the know-how, like having that network of people that will help guide you, actually structuring your business the right way, with make sure the LLCs and the holding companies and the trusts, all those things are set up and are proper and will survive beyond us. That's what I see Brand Hustlers being. And I truly, truly hope you want, if you're not part of the community, become a part of this community of awesome entrepreneurs looking to grow, scale, create legacies, amazing products, services that will cater to the communities, that will be passed down to the next generations. Because brand hustlers, like, we all have gifts, we all have talents, we have skills in which will provide a life for us. We don't have to work these 9-to-5 jobs. We don't have to undervalue ourselves. Even with that, like, helping each other to realize, like, you're worth more than this. I've talked for probably damn near an hour at this point, and I honestly am so excited to see this thing come together, and I'm excited to bring these entrepreneurs together. I'm excited to share these interviews. I'm excited to share this information. I'm excited to watch you grow, and I hope you're excited to watch this thing called the Brand Hustlers go to the next level. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast. I'm so excited for this next season. I'm so excited for where this is going. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Don't miss any updates. Most importantly, join the community. Join the Brand Hustlers community. The link will be in the show notes, in the bio, or in the description. Join the community. Join this Brand Hustlers community. I'm personally will be sharing how to create content, how to set up YouTube, how to grow and scale YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all things content creation. I'll be sharing that. We'll have a host of other people sharing their gifts, sharing their talents, sharing their trainings. Might even be you, but join the community. Join the community right now. Connect with like-minded entrepreneurs. There'll be tons and tons of giveaways and free stuff. Just an awesome place to grow. Again, this is your boy Ryan Roundtree, also known as Tree the Creator. Appreciate you taking the time out to listen to this podcast. Catch me on the next one. Peace. You've been tuning in to the Brand Hustlers podcast, the sanctuary for ambition, innovation, and the relentless spirit of entrepreneurship. We hope today's journey has fueled your passion, sparked your curiosity, and given you the insights you need to take your brand to new heights. Remember, every big achievement starts with the dream and the courage to hustle for it. Don't miss our next episode where we uncover more stories, strategies, and insights from the world of business. Until then, keep hustling, stay inspired, and turn your vision into victory. Thank you for listening, and remember, your brand's legacy starts right now.